Okay, hello, good morning. There's something weird happening to my stream. The stream yesterday wasn't recorded for some reason, and I have absolutely no idea why. It's very confusing, this stream key setup of YouTube. I changed my streaming software to this eCam thing where you actually select which planned stream you're actually streaming to. But even though I used that, YouTube didn't record the stream. So that sucks, because we had some really great progress yesterday. We were actually able to select the different days here, and we are showing if you did that backlog item on the previous week. We also indicate that, so that's awesome. What we're not able to do yet is to actually remove a day. We need to implement an effect for that. But I had this idea which I want to explore. So we're going to go a bit off the app here, because there is this concept of, so we can look at this. So you have this concept of a styled API. But looking at this different approach, we can actually do styled APIs a bit differently, and I really want to explore that. And the way we are going to explore it is to use... Are we going to use that? Yes, I think we're going to use that. So we're going to use the latest version of Stitches, so that we get a chance to test that as well. Oh, let's sign in here. I think we're just going to commit the stuff we did first. Oh, why is that so tiny? That's funny. Anyways, edit current week, something like that. Yes, so we are going to install the latest version of Stitches, which basically has, well, it's, let's see, let's just install it. Stitches core. So we're not, yeah, so how are we going to do this? I was thinking we don't install the React package, but this is a proof of concept. So let's do that. And then if we get something out of it, we can make it its own thing. Or maybe we can just copy the typing from... No, because let's see. Where is... Oh, this is something else. Remote SSH. Do we have Stitches here? Stitches. There you are. Again, Stitches. Oh, maybe this is Stitches. Yeah. Let's see. So in the React package, I believe we actually expose this box. So you have like, let's see, style proxy, get. No, we don't have the box here. Do we expose the box anywhere? Yeah, if prop box, return box. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So we have something called, did I install it? Stitches styled. No, I didn't install. Let's see. So we're going to install Stitches React instead. Stitches React. And as I said, this would rather be based on core of Stitches, but just because we need, let's see, just because we need this box, we're just going to React. It should work the check the random method of style button. Or are we breaking stuff now? Oh, can't you pass variants here? Did they change this? Stitches there. Oh, they put variants in there. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, shit. No, maybe we should just make this work with the core. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll delete this and we'll rather add the core. Sorry that I bring you on this trip. But what we're going to do is quite interesting, I think. So we have the... Yeah, we're not going to use that. We're going to use Stitches core, which is create CSS instead of create styled, which gives us this CSS instance back. And what we're going to export here instead is, let's see, we're going to export a box. And this needs to be, we also need to export a type here called, we can call it box. And this needs to be a box. And we are basically going to steal some code from Stitches here. We are going to steal this thing called iStyle component, but we're going to call it box instead. Let's see. And oh, let's just call it box. Box. JSX intrinsic. Yes, and then we need a config from the core. The core. Oh, sorry. And let's remove this. Yeah, and then we have TCSS with breakpoints. We get that also from core, I believe. Oh, interesting. Where did I get that from? Oh yeah, yeah, this is part of, sorry, this is part of the thing. So let's just, yeah, and then we have breakpoints keys. Let's see, we're going to, it will be some diving here. Breakpoint keys. Let's see, oh, come on, there we go. And then TCSS prop. Oh, this is also from this place. TCSS prop. But T default CSS is actually from this thing. Yeah, so I'm just preparing some typing here for this thing, and we're not going to have variants here. Actually. We're not going to have this component thing. Default props. Oh. Oh my god. Sorry about that. Default props. Yeah, so we're not going to have variants here at all. Component or tag. Yes. Yeah, I wonder why. Let's see. I guess this is just, how do we get the props here? Component are. Yeah, because I think we actually need to. Okay, let's write out how this is actually going to work first. So we're going to have this box thing, and by default it doesn't take any it's like a div and it doesn't take any props. But it need, oh, sorry, now I remember how we need to do this. So what we need to do is pass in type of config. Yeah, how are we going to do this? Because we're going to extend this. We need to think about this from a library perspective. So yeah, exactly. So now I remember. So what we're going to do here, we are going to export this new thing. So we imagine this is a library now, which is called create box. And what this create box does is actually produce the box component. Let's see, that we're going to be using. So we're just going to return a function, which is like the component, the box component. And then we rather type the return thing from this is going to be the box. And then it automatically creates the CSS instance for us. We do that by passing it in here. So what we need to do is we need to say, we need to have the config here. That is basically what we're going to pass in. And then the box is by default a div with the config. And yes, that's basically it. So it returns us this box. Cool. Yeah, blah, blah. This is a string. Yeah, anyways. So we are not, of course, going to do this. We're going to pass a config into this CSS thingy. And then we are going to kind of use our library where we define it here. So we're going to export box by doing create box. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So this would be like the API that you use. Create box. Yeah, still unsure about, because we want to be able to pass in, we want to be able to define custom properties, which this thing doesn't quite support right now. Where I wonder, like, how do we create this box? How would that type work? So basically, yeah, so let me show you what I intend to do with this. So now we have this box. So the thing you do is like maybe you want to create like flex. And instead of doing like style div and create the flexing stuff for that, you actually create the component and you return a box. And what you're able to do here, you can say props like this, and then you would do props like this. And you automatically, this flex would get the ass thingy. And we are also going to add some basic styling here. So you will always, no matter what you do, creating new components, you will be able to say P4, and this is typed to the config. And you say PX6. So everything's like, you have this default prop-based styling on all elements that you derive from this box. But then you can, at any point, you can say CSS, and you can override with specific CSS. So for example, flex direction, something. But the point is, you wouldn't do that for flex. What you rather would do, you would expose like a direction. So for example, column, and then inside here, we would rather do this. So we have direction, and then we would say, let's see, I guess that would be something like this, CSS, direction, flex direction or something, direction, something like that. So you will kind of compose together these prop-based components. Instead of defining all the styling for every styled element, you would rather create your own abstractions where you have all of this stuff, and you actually do it where you consume the component. So the idea is that instead of having every component having this additional styled set of components, which typically is put into its own file, you actually never do that. You just have this base set of UI components, which are like flex and button or whatever you need it to be. And then you just use them in the component. And wherever you need to do some styling, you use the base styling or the base styling props, and you expose like custom props for things like flex, for example. That's kind of the idea. I don't know if that conveyed it very nicely, but hopefully it does when we start actually using this. But the problem is we need to have a way to type this. And the problem with that is that, so the problem is we have this config. And this config decides what we're able to pass into the box. So for example, since we have space 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, using the box and P, you would be able to do like 0, 1, 2, like this. This would be typed, right? But the point is, if we want to extend this with the same config, like we want to create a flex, we have to type this somehow. We can't just call a function and return a box. It won't, when consuming this flex, it won't understand, for example, if I do props like this, a direction, it would understand now that I want a direction here, but it would not know about the as thing or any of the basic styling props. That's not something it understands based on what I'm returning here, which makes total sense. But we need a type here. So we need a box where we can say direction string. And then this box would have all the other stuff. Like the as thingy and all the base props. The problem is that I want this to be automatically tied to the config. So ideally, I would prefer having, so for example, here we should have props. Well, let's say base box. Let's call it base box. So the base box has, where is it? There we have it. Base box has a config first, and then it has a tag, and then it has the props, which is like this. And then we can say props here. Props. And then we have to adjust these two like that. Oops. Okay, cool. But now I want to be able to access a type that is already typed to T. And I can create it manually. So for example, I could say like type box equals base box. Well, something like this. E extends like intrinsic elements, key of intrinsic elements, blah, blah, blah. But that's kind of not what I want. I would prefer to like have this how would I want to do this? I guess I want like a type. Yeah, I think I know what I want now. So here we have the base box, and then we want to export a different thing. Export a type, which is primitive or something. Primitive box. I don't know. Let's just call it that. And this takes only takes the config, right? And what it does is that it gives you a base box. Does it? what the fudge? How do we do this? We want, what do I want? I want this to be props equals, this is what I want. And then I want to say type of, yeah, this is what I want. Type of, yeah, this would be type of config. I don't like this. I wish there was a better way to do this. I wish, is it possible to like get, oh wait, can't you do something like, I've never done this before, but I think I've seen this in Mobex, I think, where they kind of attach a type to a type. What I mean is, so for example, box type like this, and this would actually be this yeah, how would this work? God damn it, this was surprisingly difficult to do. I just want to say style dot, sorry, box dot type of, but here I can't actually pass it anything, can I? I can't like do this now. No. What the fudge? This is super annoying. Why is this so difficult to do? So maybe I can write it out the way it needs to be. So for example, if I wanted to have my own box, I would have to say like basebox type of, I would have to move this out first of all, which is kind of annoying. So I would do like type of config. I would also have to type the element type, which is also kind of annoying. Key of JSX intrinsic elements. God damn it, we're getting stuck in typing again. It's so typical. E and then props. Wasn't that the thing? Component or, yeah, so it would have to be like, oh, god damn it. This is so typical. So what we could do instead is have a function. That's what you typically do with TypeScript. If you're not able to express it well enough on the left side, you just create a like primitive, something like that, primitive, and then you get all the typing for free, and then you would do this direction string, and then everything will kind of work out. But again, we have to, god damn it, how do I want to do this? So I would say that it starts out as a div. And these are the things. So basically what, but how do I do this with TypeScript? I just want to, I kind of just want to pass in. Okay, so maybe, so I want to say box type of, so we want to say base box type of box config. Maybe this is the way we want to do it. But this is kind of, and then you would kind of have to say type of box element, and then you would kind of say props. This is, I don't like this. I really don't like this. But it's the thing where you you don't want to expose all these composition tools. You just want to say, I want this box thing to use this config, and it should work exactly the same. I just want to preset the config. That's the thing I want to do. That's the only thing I want to do. And it's really annoying that you have to compose types this way. Like with a function, you will kind of just call the function and it will pass, just like we do here. Call the function, you pass in the type, and then it returns the thing for you. But now we kind of have to manually create our type and manually type everything except the thing that we want to be like by default, which is this config. Yeah. It's like, it's even maybe like it's kind of like maybe you should rather just have like type of box config. So you do like base box. Like this would be even, like this would in a way be simpler to do. Like yeah, maybe there's something I'm not thinking about there. But I'm like super stuck on this now. Yeah, but there isn't any good way to do this. But we could make it simpler, of course. We could extract this thing, extends like component or tag. We could put that into its own type. But still. I would ideally want to be able to like say, that would be amazing if I could do that. So I actually return a value, but I would like be able to attach types to a value. That would be amazing. Is that possible? No, that's not possible. Or is it? No, that's not possible. That would be weird if that was possible. Because we only have, we're saying we're returning a base box here. And the base box. No, because we're typing the value here and then we're getting an actual value back. And then you have to use type of. And that's the worst thing. Like I wouldn't want this kind of thing. Type of. Yeah. No, I think we have to just do this straightforward. And the user just has to do some manual stuff. But what we can do is we can say config and then T here. Oh, sorry, config. So that will make it a little bit easier to set up the typing. So that what you would do is type base, and then you would say e extends, and we're going to create this type, box element, and then we would do props, and then we say this equals to, oh, sorry. This is going to be box, base box, type of box dot config. And then we pass in the E and the props. And then we have to create this box element. Element. Like sometimes typing is like working on what is it complaining about? Oh, typing is like working with CSS. You never like get to express it the way you want to express it. And then we can say this flex is a box of div, and it has directions, column or row. Like that, and it returns props. I'm a little bit unsure what it's complaining about. Oh, is it because it's a T? Oh, it's a TS file. Yeah, let's just change it into TSX. Cool. What is it complaining about now? Oh, just because it's never used. Implicitly has an any type. Does it? Does it? Why does it have that? I just typed it here. What are you complaining about? Oh, for fuck's sake. There we go. Yeah, no idea what happened there. Props any? Why does it say that? Why does it say props any? I just typed it, for God's sake. Oh. Type. Okay, so that doesn't work. Oh, this is so annoying. Oh, god damn it. Has no, doesn't it? T default CSS. Shouldn't have that. Why does it say that it doesn't have that? Okay, this is starting to upset me a little bit. We should have just continued on our app. God damn it. Why does it say T default CSS isn't in there? What the f... From types. How is this even possible? T default CSS. Oh, am I looking at the wrong thing? No, I don't. Oh, does it? What? It imports T default CSS from core. Am I looking at something? Oh, maybe I'm looking at a version that's not out yet. Okay, this is incredibly annoying. What the fudge? Has no export in member. Core dist. Sorry about this. I was hoping this would be like a straightforward thing, but this is just typical. Oh, come on, I just want to build a damn thing. come on. Why the hell isn't this? But this has always been exported. Export everything from types. And types has tdefault CSS. So why the hell are you complaining? Is there like a specific version here or something? Latest. Maybe I'm running Canary, but I can't imagine this has been changed. It has always exported all the types. No matter. That doesn't explain why we aren't getting. Okay, so we have to move this. And this is what I hate about TypeScript. I have to change the way I write my code to make the typing work. And I just freaking hate that. But it might be just me not understanding how to properly use this stuff. Why does it say props any? I have a box. I'm typing the props here. Why does it say? Oh, is it? Oh, sorry. My bad, I guess. And props. And props. Still, it shouldn't say any. Why the hell is this any? Yeah, direction, blah, 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 blah. Here it has everything, but still it's typed here as any. This must be a bug in Codesandbox. This makes absolutely no sense. Because it is typed here, as you can see. Direction, column, row. Yeah, I have no idea why it behaves like this. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Does it have the CSS prop though? I guess this isn't typed. No, because let's see. Yeah, because of the default CSS thing. It doesn't have that type. For some freaking reason, it doesn't have that type. And I have no idea why. Why doesn't it have that type? Isn't there like somewhere I can go to like find the... What the hell? Missing right access. What? Everything's going wrong now. Oh my god. This is so annoying. I just wanted to test this and show you what I have in my head, but I'm just freaking blocked by TypeScript every freaking time. Okay, let me try to install Canary instead and see what happens. Core Canary. What was it called? Canary. Was that a thing? Oops. What happened? Oh, do I have something running in the background as well? Huh. Is it running Canary? Oh. Weird. Why didn't it install that? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Okay, I'm going to, just because I don't understand why I don't have that type, I'm going to install Stitches CSS instead. Because there I know it's there. Yeah, so let's use Stitches CSS instead, and then yeah, I have no idea what's happening with the other thing, because then we at least we have the typing. So now we have CSS, and we should have our things. Wow, it's super slow. Okay, cool. Was that the reason it broke here as well? No, let's still type that's any. I have no idea why that happens. That's very weird. Anyways, that doesn't matter. So what I wanted to do here, what I actually wanted to do is that I wanted to, let's go and grab the code for the box. Where's the box? Here we have it. It's actually quite simple. Return. Don't I have React here? No. As React. Isn't it supposed to use the CSS? React create element. Where does it use the compose? Styled instance. This is where we build up the thing. Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course it's styled in. Yeah, it's a little bit more complicated. Here we have it. This is what it's supposed to create. React create element. The why? Component. Yeah, this is the thing we actually want to. Yeah, sorry. That's the thing we actually want to return. And this is just a box itself. Books. And then, yeah, this is base and variant styles, because we don't have that. Sorry, I can imagine this is pretty boring. But I just have to get this done. So props ref. Where the fuck does it get the component from? It gets it from up here. No, I have to think about this from scratch. God damn it. Actually, I have a meeting at 10, so I'm just going to sit with this until that. So if you want to follow along, please do. But I'm going to be pretty upset, and I'm going to curse a lot. But we are going to get there. We certainly are. Because what we want to return here is the actual box. And this thing has an asprop it might have a CSS prop, and we're going to have a bunch of other stuff here as well. Oh yeah, let's see, it just uses props. Yeah, props class name, and then we have compositions, and these compositions are from, yeah, so the thing is, this is what's confusing me. So when you have a typical styled API, you actually create all the styling beforehand. Like you create all these styled components or styled elements, but here we're actually not doing that. We're purely depending on dynamic behavior. Meaning that, as I said, you do the styling as you define the components instead of kind of like predefining them outside the components. CSS. Yes, of course. So what we are basically going to do here, we are going to deal with, I think we can just do this as class name, and then let's just implement P for now. And then we have the rest of the props. Props. Oh, we have ref as well. I'm not quite sure why. I'm not quite sure why. So either, yeah, I remember this was so mind-bending, the composition in Stitches. Like you have this base box, but you might have some other composed component acting as the box, and like what is the box and what is not the box. And it's really mind-bending how it works. Let's see. So we want to create this box. That's definitely what we want to do. And then default element is a div. Blah, blah, blah. That is all good. So the thing is like either, because we don't compose beforehand either now. So we don't actually, so we want to create this box. So this is basically, I don't think, this is what's also confusing me. We don't need this double thing. We only need this thing. I'm pretty sure of that. So we are creating a forward ref component where this is where we are grabbing. Yeah. So I think we can just do this as class name p ref and then the other goddamn props. And then the element is whatever we have inside props as. Not props as, but like as or div. And then we have the class name, which is going to be this thing. And then we have the ref, that's okay. Yeah, we actually don't need ref up here. We just put it in there. We don't have to do this anymore. And this is not props class name. I'm a little bit unsure if we need to do this thing. We'll figure that out. This is quite interesting because it simplifies a lot of the stuff. What is it complaining about here? Types of property as are incompatible. It's not type undefined is not assignable to type blah blah blah. Yeah, whatever. Any. Extends, we need like a base props here. Base props, this is P. Yeah, and the base props needs T extends T config. So this is kind of interesting. Let's see if this actually works. So what we want to do here, we want to grab, first we need to see if T extends, oh, sorry, T tokens extends, I think it's called iToken definition. And if it does do that, then we can say that this should be key of tokens space, or it's like string or whatever. Yeah. So if we have token space, then the property values of P will be those the keys of the space tokens, or would just allow you to give any string. Yes. So those are the props, and this is like optional. Yeah, I think this is going to work. Anyways, and why are you complaining here? Whatever. Let's just make it any. And then this is this is complaining because we don't really have any like that. Okay. So now we have something that we can actually run. But what we need to do, what we're not doing now, we're not making this P an actual composition or an actual thing. So what we want to do is we want to check if P, we have to do this in a very efficient way. A little bit unsure how we're going to do this. What's the best way to do this? So we could have like this compositions, which is just an array. And then we would have the class name in there. And then we would rather do this compositions. And then we could like, let's just do it straightforward. If we have P, we want to push to these compositions. Padding P, and then stitches takes care of the rest. Yes, it does. I guess we like there should be quite a few props here, so I guess we should like make that better. Is there like a nice way to do this without like, we could express it more nicely in syntax, but still we wouldn't. Yeah. We don't want to like do all this overhead stuff. And pushing in itself is actually quite slow. And we don't really want to do all this. Yeah, what's the most performant way of doing this? So what I thought was like, if P, you do padding P. Yeah, but maybe this is okay. Or you do undefined, because the composition understands undefined and just skips it. So I think actually that's the most performant way of doing it. Because then we just, this is the array. Yeah, let's try that. Cool. So now we have our box. So this is kind of create box. This is consumer. So everything above here is the library, and then what the consumer does is create a config, create a box, and then they have to create their own box type by doing this, basically. Yeah, which is okay. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, so now we have this flex box. We have kind of composed this. I want to test if this even works. So let's go to our main component, and we're going to render something else. Blip. We're going to render blip, and we're going to return a box which says hello. We're going to grab that box from CSS, and let's render blip. Okay, that worked. And now we should be able to say like as h1. Nice, that works. And let's try to give it some padding now. This should like just work out of the box. P, and now we should actually have, does it give us the typing for this now? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, so that didn't work. For some reason, P, it doesn't seem like P is actually part of the thing. Is it? Oh my god, it's so slow. P, no, P isn't there for some reason. So let's fix that. Why isn't P there? Props. I say that it extends base props. So and base box. Oh, is it because equals oh, extends, but how does that work? So I'm saying that these props are extending. Oh, sorry, no, this is silly. We have to add them here, of course. Of course. That's how we do it. Because these are like the custom props, and these are like the base props that we need to have be part of it. Okay, so let's see now. P is there. Do I get any help? No. It didn't seem very smart about this. Yeah, and this is so typical for, or maybe it's because it needs to be a string. No. But it allowed me to have, oh, maybe it's the typing. So we have our base props here where we have P and tokens space, and we do have token space, so it should really be, this is weird. Yeah, this is certainly weird. It's as if it doesn't understand this typing. Because if I say, for example, Boolean here, then it suddenly becomes like it needs to, then this starts failing because it needs to be a Boolean. So for some reason, it doesn't understand this. And that is because, yeah, that is because what? We are passing in the config there. Extends iToken definition. Oh, is it because? No, right. Oh, yeah, sorry. It's not iToken, it's iTokens definition. Okay, let's check. iTokens definition. That's what I want. I wonder how it allowed. Oh, it allowed this because yeah. Okay. Let's see now. So what does this say now? This needs to be. Yeah, it references this stuff now. So I guess if I do this, does it start help? God damn it! Why does it show me all this shit? Oh, there they are. Oh, it was just a little bit delayed. Okay, cool. Now it's there. I think. Oh, it's so slow. It's so slow. Anyways, cool. But it didn't actually give the padding, did it? So now let's fix that. So we have our compositions, and we are actually creating a set of compositions here. As a class name, but for some reason, some reason. By the way, I'm going to remove core here because I think that it might mess up some stuff. Okay, so just let's take a look at our composition. Console.log compositions. Undefine, and then we have an object there. Oh. Oh, yeah, and it should be 2. But for some reason, it's not actually creating the styling for this. Is it? Let's see. Oh, sorry, 2 pixels? Is that what I set? No, did I do that? Padding, space, no, it should be rem. Why does it set to pixel? Why doesn't it look in the config? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe this is a bug in the old stitches. Why does it give 2 pixels? Because I have... Oh, alpha? No, I want this version. Oh, now it seems to... Yeah, now it's working. Yeah, sorry, I had the wrong version. Nice, it's working. Okay, cool. So now we actually have something running here. So I have my box. And as I said, we're going to expose like a bunch of different props here. So we're going to have something like... let's try to insert all the things. So we're going to have P, PX, PY, M, MX, MY, color, background. That's also like a color. Yeah, so we can be like, we should have like some nice shorthands here. Maybe we can take inspiration from theme UI. They have a website. Explore documentation. I don't know if they actually have a list of their base props. Do they have that? Like they have this box here, but they don't like show all the, so they're P, color, BG. I wonder what other stuff they have there. Maybe we can look at the, wow. That was a lot of stuff. Components. Box. Base. Style div. Base. Where have they defined all the basic properties? I don't know. I don't understand where those could be. Base? Maybe it's like in, what's base? Base is just doing something. What's this underscore CSS? Like how the, oh, is this JavaScript? Oh, this is JavaScript. So we have to look in, where's their typing? Packages. Oh, maybe it's on, definitely typed theme UI. Here it is. This should probably be pretty huge. Oh, what the hell? Is that all there is? How does the box know it has like a P? System style object. Oh, maybe it's from there. Style system CSS. Yeah, maybe they just have this thing where they just expose everything. Yeah, here they are. Here they are. Yeah, so it isn't that many. Border right style, border bottom style. Oh, that's over right. PY, padding Y. Okay. Size. What size is that, like width and height? Oh, yeah, interesting. Okay, so the point is to kind of use the same thing they do here. Yeah, okay, so let's, so we have like PT, PR, PB, PL, and we have the same here. M top, M right, M bottom, left, because this is what you do, right? When you create new components, this is typically what you manipulate. It's like the layout, it's the colors, it's all this stuff. You typically don't deal with no, I don't mean layout, but I mean like the spacing. That's what you typically do, spacing and sizing. And then when you deal with layout, you rather have things like flex and grid, and you should have like primitives for that. That allows you to more straightforward deal with the layout instead of dealing with CSS properties. Jeg holder på å ta opp. Okay. Sorry. Yes, BG, and then we had size. That was an interesting one because that actually was related to width and height. Do you ever use that? I find that a little bit funny. Rather you want to work with the width or you want to work with the height. So let's do that. Width, height. And then we have stuff like font size. I think that would be more like the size. Okay, anyways, that's something to be explored, but the point is that you have this base set of properties on all these components that deals with the styling. And now we can try to create our little primitive on top of this. Yeah, let's just copy flex here. And let's see if we can make that work. So we have our basic box, and then we have our flex, which is now giving a bunch of errors. Oh, but never used. Is that the reason it... I can't imagine that's the only reason it yells. Is it really? Okay, let's try to use it then. But what we need to do, we need to actually implement this. So the way we would do this is... yeah, sorry. We need to... Where's the box? Where's the box? Here's the box. Because we do actually get CSS here as well. So we would need to pass in class name. Class name should be last, because that should be the overriding factor. And CSS needs to be in front of that. Oh. What are you complaining about? Why did it start complaining? Oh, sorry, CSS CSS instance, or let's call it compose. We'll call it compose. Okay, so we have our flex thingy, but our flex thingy needs to now check direction. So the point here is we pass the props. The thing that's a little bit challenging here is that you might have multiple levels here. So you might like have, let's see if we can deal with that. But you might have like CSS passed in here as well, because you might have something on top of flex again. Yeah, but anyways, let's not deal with that for now. So we're just going to say CSS flex direction is direction. And then we're going to say this equals row, and then we're making this optional. That's how we do it. Why are you complaining? The expected time, which is declared here, blah, 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 blah. What are you no overload. Type flex is not the type. Isn't it called flex direction? By the way, it's going to be display flex. Oh, isn't it called... Seriously? Flex direction? It's called flex direction, right? Yeah. Why the hell is he complaining about that? Oh, is it because... Oh, I guess it's the value. Because now I'm saying direction is column or row. But I guess it can be... Oh, is it? Maybe that's the problem. Yeah, row... Yeah, I'm saying that it can only be row or... as any. This is so annoying. Yeah, because I'm saying here it can only be row or column, but flex direction actually takes other ones as well. So I could like go in here and I could give more directions. I could actually give all the directions of flex direction. That would probably be better. But anyways, let's try this now. So we are going to use our flex. And let's put back our hello, and let's add like h2 hello. Yeah, so it's actually flexing now. And then we could like do our direction thing. Direction, and now it should help us with it should help us with typing here. Oops. Why? Yeah, so it's just an old version of VS Code, so it's a little bit in between here. But yeah, now we have like column, and then we could extend this. Like we could say, yeah, so this is the annoying thing about CSS, right? You have these align items and justify content. So you can rather say align X. And then you would have like left, center, right. And the point is align X would point to align items and justify content based on the column. And that's something you can actually do. You can implement that. So we can say align items if the, let's see, align X. So we could say align X, direction equals row. We can say, oh, sorry, we have to do this. Direction equals row. We can say align items is like align X. Is it? No, that's align Y. And then justify content is align X. Or if it's not this, we'll do the opposite. Align X and align Y. Okay, so let's add align Y as well. It's going to have the same thing. Or sorry, top, like top, align Y, top, center, bottom. And these are also optional. No idea why it's, god damn it, why it's complaining here. It's so annoying. Okay, so let's see how this works. So now we have kind of improved our thingy here so that we can say align X should be like right. I'm not sure if this is actually taking up the full space of things. Let's try. I just want to see if it works first. And then we say align Y center. So, oh, yeah, align X center. And then align Y is also center. Yeah, exactly. But if I were to change to column, we say align X is right. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Why does it? Oh, I guess, oh, we have to translate them to flex and then. Yeah, anyways, I don't want to do that now. But you see the point, how we can build these powerful components that is the styling of your app, and you actually do the styling of your app where you build the component. So you don't have to have the static stuff outside of your component. You just have these basic primitives, and then you just build your app. It's kind of like, it's inspired by Tailwind again, because Tailwind is one of the things that makes Tailwind so feel so productive is that you basically just go in and write the HTML and you style it right there. You don't have to move away from writing the UI to get the styling. Because if you were to do that without Tailwind, you will kind of have to write inline styling, which is not what you should do. So that's kind of what the magic, the underlying magic of Tailwind CSS is, that you do the styling where you write the UI. And the only way to do that with components is to like have components that actually allows you to do styling. But we don't really have that now. We still have this thing where we have to move away from building the UI to defining how it should look like. So you move back and forth between this. And that's the point of this. That is what I wanted to convey from the beginning, is that we want to keep you in the flow of writing your UI. Cool. Yes, but the question is like this library. The way I think about this library is that you only get this box, and then maybe you could like I don't know, something preset, I don't know, but I don't really, I don't know. The point is that it will be enough with this box. So you have something called polymorphic box in React, which only gives you the as prop. But here you actually get styling out of the box. No pun intended. So you get the as prop and you get styling out of one single component. That's all you get from the library. This one single box component with polymorphic abilities and styling abilities, and you don't even think about what's doing the styling underneath. You don't care about that. In this case it's stitches, but it could be something else. But the point is that you shouldn't think about that. Yeah, maybe that's the reason. Sorry, there was a comment on oh yeah. Oh, maybe that's old. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, so that's the message here. And I think, yeah, I want to make this a library, and then we're going to use it in this project to kind of try it out. But currently we can just keep it as is here. We can try to build, maybe that's fun. Like we can try to build out some of this stuff, and I can do a little bit of development in between so that we don't implement all this freaking stuff on the stream, but rather explore how we can use it. So the way I imagine this is that these UI components are quite high level, but you would have these even more basic things. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll have to explore that. But I think, again, iterating on just saying what I just said, having this box, which is polymorphic and gives you styling out of the box, I think that's a really powerful abstraction, because it's so straightforward and simple, and it kind of forces you into this mode where you create these components that allows you to sit in the experience of writing your UI without jumping all around, doing styling over here and UI composition over here. And it also gives you this really straightforward of making it dynamic, because the dynamic part in React is the props. So if you want to like change the opacity based on something, you just do that without really thinking about it. You just do it, and then on the prop itself. So yeah, I think that's really, really interesting. Okay, cool. That's it for now. I'm going into a meeting, and then we'll talk more tomorrow, I guess. Thanks for sticking around through the whole thing. I started out a little bit angry, but now I'm much happier now that it's working. Cool. Bye. Finish and